let's be real. Man, I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of looking in my family eyes, seen that's a joke, dog. I'm tired of all my problems, not be humble when I boast.
Yo, welcome back to Couch Therapy with God. Thank you for tuning back in. Before we get started, I have to thank my wonderful, great production, CB Vision. Am I right? All right. He has been amazing from the background to the entire look, from photo shoots to podcasts, everything. He's been amazing. So if y'all looking for someone, please go check out my guy, CB Vision. And the venue, she's been great. I got to shout these people out because they are what makes it happen. There's a lot that goes into putting together podcasts to make it look the way it did, because if it was up to me, woo, child, this thing would not, it would have been on an iPhone and we would have just been looking janky. But I thank you for my wonderful team and some great friends. And yeah, that's about it. So you guys, we are here with, what you looking at? We are here with my husband, Keith.
What's that?
He's also been a great support in all of this, and I thank you for that. I thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
I thank you for gracing the couch with your presence.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. You know, I got voted off a couple times. You know, it's been a few episodes that aired, and you know.
You want to tell them anything else?
I mean, I just want to tell them I wasn't first round pick. That's all I wanted.
He was second draft, but
yeah,
hey.
It wasn't even second. I got picked up as a free agent. I'm an undrafted free agent. You know, I'm just happy to be here, though. I am very pleased to be on. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. I'm very pleased to be on Couch Therapy with God. I seen the vision, I seen the growth, and I am proud of you.
Thank you.
I wish I could have been on here a little sooner, but I'm here. So
you are here.
What you got for me?
Let's rock with it. So he didn't want, he wanted to be treated like the rest of my guests that's on here.
Of course.
So he is not aware of the topic that we are going to do. So we're just gonna, go in. First, we're gonna do an icebreaker. So I heard you like to freestyle. I'm gonna give you a topic.
Do you really want to do that?
I'm gonna give you a word.
Sweetheart,
off the dome.
Can I call you sweetheart on your podcast? Can I be your husband on here, or I gotta be treated like everybody else? I did say I want to be treated like everybody else, and I don't want nobody else to call you sweetheart. But sweetheart.
Yes.
You really want to do that on here?
Yes, I'm gonna give you a word and you freestyle. Desiree, can you set the timer?
Are you serious?
Yep.
You know I'm gonna do it.
Desiree, set the timer.
Hold on. Rules? Is there any rules you want? You might want to, you're dealing with here. You might want to give me some rules.
Here's a disclaimer, you guys.
Here we go.
What is it? What's the disclaimer?
Listen. You fired me from that show. I've been fired from that show, so I don't know if we still got the same rules in effect.
We have not even told the people about.
My bad. I gotta stay on track. Give me the word. Listen. I know it's Couch Therapy with God. Y'all remember, he's still working with me. All right. My wife's journey's not my journey. She's a little further ahead of me. She's what keep me grounded and covered. So y'all remember that. All right. So here we go. Let's do this thing.
90 seconds. Y'all help me in the background for words. Okay. First word is beauty.
Beauty. What am I supposed to do with that?
Freestyle.
You give me a hard word like beauty?
Beauty.
I don't even know around with beauty. If I say beauty, I'm gonna probably go booty, and you don't want me to do that. So
just freestyle.
All right, give me okay, I'm sitting on the couch with my wife and she's beautiful. But she said beauty, so I don't know what that means to me. I can't rap at all, so I don't even know why you're doing this to me.
Cars.
You want to ride in a fast car. You don't take off. What you want me to do, man? Stop.
No, come on, let's go.
Okay, I'm about to get ignorant.
All right.
I'll play. Give me another.
Box.
Top. What you want me to do, Ash? You know I can't rap. Why you put me on the spot like that?
This will be his last appearance, you guys.
But this not
I hope that you are really taking this all in, you guys. Take it all in. Because we had a podcast, Welcome to the Trap, and if you have been let's go there. We had a podcast, Welcome to the Trap, where me and you, this was COVID time, me and you would jump on there and we would talk, right?
That is true.
And so if you watch that or if you listen to that, then you know what I'm dealing with here. And I hope that you are sending prayers out. Can you zoom in the camera really quick? Yeah, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. please pray for me. I am dealing with a psycho. I love him. And please keep me, covered as I help him through this process.
So listen, I'm gonna go ahead and take over the show for a second. Before we get into your topic, because you obviously didn't give the people all information.
Okay.
First of all, I was fired, guys. I was terminated. And by the mercy of God, I actually took another role in this project as being on the, in the back scenes on the production team, which even with that, I had to turn in my resignation paper a few weeks ago.
And it was accepted.
So that's just the backdrop. I keep getting fired. I came back. I didn't like the way management was treating me. The owner was treating me. But I still had an obligation to sit on this couch and, get in trouble. So here we go. Oh man, that's all right, man. We have stuff like that happen all the time, man. Don't worry about that. Production left something on the table, but it's okay. We keep rolling.
We're gonna just deduct that from his pay. But listen, we appreciate everyone. We appreciate everyone that's here today. But okay, your topic today. You ready?
Let's go. Okay, hold on, guys. Everybody, I've been behind the scenes for weeks watching what's happening. I've probably been the only guy to come on the couch that don't know what's about to happen to me, but I'm here. And I feel like she's going to touch into some very touchy situations, but I'm prepared. And, I'm a G, so I ain't going to cry about nothing. So here we go. Let's go. What's my topic?
I wasn't going to go deep, you guys, but since he opened the door for me, too, let's walk in.
Come on, baby. What we got?
So, tell me about Young Keith.
Young Keith?
Yeah, let's go. Oh, wow. Let's go 5, 6.
5, 6?
Yeah.
I mean, how can I say this? Well, my people, we keep it down. Like, Young Keith grew up in a different environment, I should say. Housing authority. Great home though, man. Mom, she did the best she could. We had fun. Young Keith, we like to play. Very active, very talkative.
Were you bad?
Yeah, I wouldn't call myself bad. I would just, when you take a young kid out of I'm gonna say housing authority, out of that kind of community, and you put them in a classroom for the first time. We didn't have daycare. We didn't do none of that. So we were just home. It was home, outside, 24/7, running around, play, do what you want to do. And then you say, hey, sit in this classroom, and you got to listen and sit down. Like, that wasn't for us. So yes, I did stay in a little trouble, but it wasn't, I wasn't running around cussing teachers out. It was just, I couldn't stop talking. I didn't want to sit down. And you know what they call that? They say you got ADHD or whatever, but that was young 5, 6 Keith.
So it was you, your mom, and your sister?
Yeah, me, my mom, my sister. That's my baby right there.
And then your grandma had a...
Grandma played a huge role in everybody's lives. Gotta thank that lady. Like, that lady really is the one who, she made sure we had things that, we wouldn't have had if she wasn't there. I should say that. It wasn't much. It wasn't the best, but she always made sure that we had what we needed to, I hate to use the word fit in, but to fit in. So,
to make you feel comfortable at school.
Yeah, exactly. So grandma always made sure we had some kind of Nikes on our feet. She always, grandma JCPenney, but hey, it was better than what we was gonna get if we didn't have her. So she made sure we went to JCPenney for school, My sister's a little older, so she kind of, as me being the baby, we used to have a little argument all the time. I used to feel like grandma used to do more for her. But for what we lived at, my sister had her own phone. This is a house phone. She had her own house phone line. And we, our phone barely stayed on as it is, but my sister had her own phone. But grandma made sure that she tried to keep us in the loop as best as she could.
Any male figures in your life at all?
Outside, no. Growing up, no. I got the nickname, my grandma used to call me Man. So she called me Man since a very early age, and I never knew why she called me that until as I got older, and I see I was forced to be the man at a very young age. Of course my mama had male figures in there, but we ain't talk to them. They wasn't really around like that. And then as I started getting older, I'm talking about 12, 13, my sister started coming to me with issues, not like issues like that, but stuff that she might be dealing with. I felt like I had to be there to protect my mom, my sister, my grandma. So it was just like that always has been my role.
Did it feel like a lot of pressure?
Not at that moment, no, because I was still playing sports, and those people, you know, and anybody play sports tell you, man, I coach now, and that's one of the main reasons I coach is because you don't realize how many lives you can impact, and I had some great coaches that really touched base with us in certain areas that we probably needed that we would have never got.
Okay, so then young Keith grows up.
Young Keith grows up. Didn't grow up. Hey, Keith made some bumps on the way, but he grew up.
Right. So then we hit early 20s.
Oh gosh.
So we're in early 20s, and at this time in your life, what kind of what kind of women were you like?
Good. Whew. I want to go women. Good. Okay.
What kind of women were you like drawn to or attracted to or envision you being with, or you know? So did you think about marriage in early 20s?
No, as a man, I don't think that's something men think about a lot. So it was never, like I know how people say, I never had like a type where I was like, I want this type of this type. I never been that guy. I never really envisioned marriage because no one in my family was married, you know. So I never really seen what that looked like to even say, hey, this is what I want.
Right.
I did know I wanted a family. I did know I wanted to be different than what I grew up in, but I never really thought about like, hey, you know, I'm dating, trying to find this wife. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know what that was.
So there wasn't, and I know maybe like not a type in appearance, but did she have to have something going for herself? Did she? So
I have to take you back a little earlier than 20s because I think I did develop that mindset a little earlier.
Okay.
And it was always like I never talked to the girls in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I didn't want a girl who came from my environment, and that could be selfish. But from my perspective, I felt like you only would know what I know. So I never tried to date a woman that was like in the neighborhood with us. I just felt like that wasn't ever my thing. So even as a young age, like I probably dated people that to the point where I'd be honest, like almost embarrassed to tell where you came from. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't really tell her where I come from, so I might put a little sugar coating on it. I'm looking at the crowd. You got people over there. I'm looking that way. See, I'm bad. But you know, so it's like that started in probably about I say middle school.
Middle school.
Yeah, I would lie. You know, I would lie to girls.
I remember us dating, like, and I don't think you ever really told. I didn't know your story, and
I didn't tell it.
And the environment in which I grew up in, I don't think I didn't know what housing authority was.
So at that time, when you met me, we was on the come up. We was in Section 8 when you met me, baby. We was coming up by then.
But what I'm saying is, I didn't know, I remember like picking you up, but there nothing off in my head at that age said.
Hold on, let me cut you. So with that story, so we gotta tell the story if you're gonna tell the story.
Okay, you wanna tell the story?
So we're in high school. It's around Valentine's Day. We're talking. I met her Christmas. That
Little
year.
4, if y'all.
Little 4, you know, you Greensboro, you know the Little 4. Met a Little 4. So we talking at this point. We're going to the movies. Now, we don't have a vehicle at my home. We don't have a vehicle. So Ashley, mom was just a sweet lady. I love my mom. That's my mama now, but I love her to death. Like, so she came and picked me up. But like, I was speaking of how I used to like not show where I came from. I got picked up on my street, but I was at my friend's house, which I thought my friend's parents was doing better than my situation. And I spent my little $20, got her a bear and stuff like that, but I actually got picked up the street from my house. It was on my street, but it wasn't my house.
You know the crazy part of that is.
What's that?
You know where I'm going. So that was high school, right?
High school.
High school, he
don't do that.
Yeah, we're going there. High school,
That's good.
my mom picks him up, and he doesn't he's not walking out from his house, he's walking from a friend's house, right? Now we're adults and we reconnect, right? And you know,
which was very selfish.
Ashley was not always.
That was selfish of me, though.
you know.
I shouldn't even been thinking. Like,
it's okay. Can we tell the story?
Tell the story.
You know, it was late night, and you know, I called Keith, and I went to go scoop him. Right, so he's walking up the street. I didn't never see where he lived at that time.
In the hood.
So it was still. That's crazy that I'm just realizing. So at that age, were you?
Yeah, I was still that way because at that point you caught me at that's why I say I was selfish, because honestly, I shouldn't have been thinking about no female at that point, because I'm still figuring out life at this time. I'm what, mid 20, I'm about 24, and I don't know if people has ever had that moment in their life where, you know, you finally think you get it together and you think you have life figured out, and then the rug just gets swept under you. And it wasn't nothing that anybody caused. It's more my issues and things that I've done along the way to affect that. But I was like literally at that moment, and that was probably the lowest point of my life. Like, out of all the things I grew up with, because that was me, you know, seeing both sides. Like, I've seen, like, man, I was doing good, and dang, I'm right back to where I started at. And that was a lot of reflecting, and that was a really rough time. I will be honest, where, you know, it was selfish of me, because I probably shouldn't have brought you into that.
What was your perception of me to bring me into that? Did you think I was doing anything?
No, it wasn't a perception. It was just me being a man. Like, oh, I see something I like. Let me check on her. I know her. Let me check on her. Let me see what's going on. Like, we always had a thing, but I didn't know that thing was going to get here. You know what I'm saying? Which was a blessing, but at that moment, so now I know why it happened, but at that moment, I'm saying, hey, like, that probably, like, the guy that you got at that moment wouldn't have been fair for anyone to have. Like, I was in shambles. You know what I'm saying? Mentally.
I don't think I knew that, though.
Because I grew up when you.
I was in shambles too at that time.
Yeah, and we were two broken people, I would say, in that moment, but I was so good at masking my past, or my reality, I should say, not even my past. I was so good at masking the reality that you would have never known.
You think you still like that now?
No, I think I've really gotten better. Now, I still mask emotions a little bit, but I think with you, it's hard to. You don't allow it. Like, you like that little irritating thing that you just poke, and you just get it out.
Yeah, because I think that the longer you sit in it, and this is what I call patty cake with the devil, the longer you sit in feelings and emotions, the longer you start agreeing to those feelings. So the longer that I sit and I say I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm then becoming agreement is forming with those feelings.
Yeah.
So when it's time to get up, you won't be able to. It's gonna have you like chains, and you're gonna be stuck.
Yeah.
So when I see it coming, I'm like, oh no, we ain't staying here. Get on out.
And that's true. So it's like you were really good at that. So, and that's one thing that I thought I needed. Like, I didn't know that. You're really good at making me open up to my truth. Like, you whatever bothers me, you're gonna figure out. Like, I might can sit in it for a couple hours, maybe a day, but you ain't gonna let me sit in it too long. So
I know what's going on. I'm looking at him like, look at him, hell, that's sad.
Yeah,
let him be sad for a little bit. Then it's like, let me go get this boy. Get on up. because I love you, and I don't want to see you in that state. And I know that you would do the same. That if I'm. Because that mental battle is something serious, because it's not an outward thing. It's not like you see the wound and I can go put a Band-Aid on. So everything is internally done. So, and that's with anything in anybody that goes like, you know what I mean? Like, I could be at work and be sad sometimes due to whatever, they stress me out, whatever the case might be. But nobody knows that but me. So that becomes a battle inside, and that's a true.
You battling self.
Yeah.
So look, this is what I want to ask you though.
You interviewing me?
Yeah, I can do this. You see, nobody's ever been able to do this, so I can do this. What was it like for you growing up? Like, what was it like for you growing up?
I felt like growing up was normal, I guess. I mean, you know, my mom and my father were married for 20-something years before they got a divorce. So at that point, I was grown. Weirdly, though, I grew up in a Christian household. My mom was always in the church. My dad was not always in the church. And so growing up, I knew that I never wanted to fight with a man to go to church. Like, I knew I wanted somebody. I didn't know what Christianity looked like, but I knew I wanted him to get up and go to church because I saw my mom battle with someone who didn't want what she had, what she was getting from God. My dad always respected it though. My dad never like went against, he never like brought, you know, my mom didn't drink, so he never brought liquor into the house. He never brought anything into it. Like, he knew that was sacred.
He respected that of her.
Yeah, and he respected her. So whatever my mom said went.
Do you think I respect your journey?
Yeah.
You do?
I think that has been a process. I think a process on both parts, because I'm learning how to navigate. Because it's so, and I think this is the part that people don't talk about, is you're in the streets, you're enjoying the streets, you have an encounter with God, then you're figuring out how to incorporate him in your life, but all I know is this part of me.
Yeah.
And that can be tricky to handle for everybody involved.
See, with me, I don't think it was that hard. I honestly felt like, for me, I knew who you was because I knew who your mom was. So I kind of knew you had that background. So when you start making your transition in your walk, it was like, you know, for me, I seen when you were in that walk, life was a lot easier and better. So I knew it was some positive in it. So for me, it was like, I'm always make sure I do whatever I can to keep her on that track.
Right.
Because it like really not only affected you, but it affects our home. Right. So it's not just about me, it's not just about you. We got 4 kids at home. So it's like, when I see you on that walk, everybody's winning. You know, like, that's like, we all win when you're in that space. Right. You know, so it wasn't hard for me, or, you know what I'm saying, a challenge for me to adjust to. I don't think. I struggle with getting up and going to church every Sunday, like, no. But I don't want you to fight with me either, though. I don't fight. Do you think I fight with you? No, you don't. You really don't. I say, you going? If you say no, not today, or not this Sunday, then I keep on moving. Hey, in my defense, if I'm not going, I probably had something that was doing. And it's not more important than church. Don't get me wrong. It's not more important, but it is something I probably had to do that I don't have any other time to get it done. So let me. And that does not include golf. Yeah. Okay, next. So you know what I also, like, what I really had a struggle with is making sure that I represent what I say. And that's so hard because you're going through the journey, right? Yeah. So I'm going through the journey, I'm going through the transition of who God has created me to be, right? Yeah. At the same time, I am proclaiming Jesus, right? Yeah. Hold on, let me finish. So I'm proclaiming Jesus, 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 I love Jesus, right? So then I battle with what happens when I said Jesus, but they didn't heard me cuss. They done heard you cuss. They done seen with that oil in your hand. Go ahead. So does the perspective of Christians change? I mean, and this is where I not once, and don't get me now. Listen here, I ain't gonna be preaching. I ain't nobody preaching, none of that. All right, but I do understand that nobody's perfect. The word never said that there was anybody perfect other than him. Right. So we all have our downfalls. Or our setbacks or sins, whatever you want to call it. But that doesn't mean that you love Jesus any less or any more. Right. It's people that get up on Sundays and actually are ordained and anointed to stand on that pulpit, but I guarantee you they got their own flaws at home. Right. And I just feel like, you know, the biggest thing about the walk you're doing is you're doing it for yourself. Like, I know why you started the podcast. You see what I'm saying? It's not for, you know, ratings and whatever. Right. It's for you. Right. So I just feel like even when it comes to your spiritual journey, it's for you. Right. So opinions don't matter. Like, you're not in it for opinions. You're not in it for likes. You're not in it for what. You're in it for your growth. Your personal being, not them. So that's for your spiritual being. It's not have anything to do with it. So you might, you know, like you say, I say all the time, he's still working on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you might catch with a glass of wine, well, her glass of wine maybe or something. I don't know. Don't put that on you. But you gonna catch me with my drink in my hand. I still deal with the stuff I deal with. My mouth is like a sailor. I'm doing really good right now. But you know, you can't worry about. You can't let that determine your love or your outward speaking of the word because of that. You know what I mean?
I just don't want to taint. Like, I don't know. It's just a battle. Like, it's like I know I'm not perfect, right?
Yeah. Sure, you ain't. Oh,
but I don't want to misrepresent my father either.
You can't, because he already knows you are. Like everybody, like we all are. That's why we talk about forgiveness and seeing. Like we know, he knows. Like it's bound to happen.
Right.
And you can't show me a perfect soul on this planet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. So that's like.
Did you think you would be here in your Christian walk?
Who?
You.
What walk?
We a Christian, right?
Yeah, we're Christian. We're Christian.
So this Christian walk.
I mean, we grew up in the church. My mom went to church too. My mom was off and on though. She was very off and on, but what I will give her credit for, when she went to church, she was in the church. Like,
right.
Then when she was out, she was out. You know, she bowed to her own things too. Grandma the same way. Grandma kept us in church on Sundays. Grandma just was a church goer though. Grandma wasn't a church participant. So I grew up around it. You know what I'm saying? So I was always around church. So when I got, but outside of, let's say 16, I never went to church no more. Until, like, I go once in a while with a friend here and there maybe, until I got with you. And it wasn't like, hey, you making me go to church. It was like, hey, we need to find a church. And the special thing about it was we found a church that, we didn't just pick a church and say, hey, we going here because everybody go here. We found a church that was beneficial to us. And now that I look back at it, I don't know if the church was beneficial for you, more so of you seeing that I liked the church and was willing to get up and go.
Which church we talking about? The first one? We talking about back then,
We talking about Diggs and them. Yeah, Diggs and them. Yeah, I think you did that for me.
Yeah. Not
so much for you. I don't know if that benefited you as much, but I do think you seen that it did that for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I never had. So at that moment, that's when I was like, oh, Troy, okay. So then just. You know,
life started changing when we started going to church,
and that when you start seeing that work yourself, you be like, oh, hold on, okay,
it works. The word works.
The word, yeah, it's there, and then I also, you know, I'm a guy that like I love to see how I can apply things to my life, and I don't care what you say, what you do, is nothing better than applying the word to your life.
Right.
In whatever aspect it is. See, a lot of people take it literal, whatever it say, like, nah, I'm not trying to part the Red Sea, but I am trying to fight through obstacles. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
come on, Bishop.
Like, oh, come on, don't you start that. But so that's what do it for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's it.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
I feel like I just rambled on right there.
You did a little bit, but it's okay. We got it.
We got it?
Yeah.
What else? You got one? Come on. I know you got something. Come on.
How did you feel about being a stepdad?
Oh, you go. You are something else. You are something else.
I just want to know.
You are something else.
What my question is not growing up with a father.
Here we go.
In your, being present, a father in the household.
Hey, production team, we might need an hour, big dog. Here she go. Here she go. Come on. Go ahead.
My question is, with not having a father present in the household, right, and not knowing how to navigate being a father, how did you, in my eyes, so seamlessly jump into being father role?
That was probably, honestly, that was probably the easiest thing I ever done in my life. And why I say that is, I knew what I didn't want because of my experience.
Right.
So that was basically like all of the terrible stuff that you would probably get from a father that I probably experienced from not like really knowing my dad. Like, let me not say I don't know my dad. Like that is a false perception. Right. I know him, but we don't have a relationship. You know, he's around the corner, but we don't have a relationship. And that's always been like that. So it was always like some kind of resentment for the things that he didn't do. So when I stepped into that role, I made sure I did the opposite of what I really didn't see. You know what I'm saying? So I knew like, hey, they just need you to be there. That's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted somebody to be there. I wanted somebody to encourage me. I wanted somebody to uplift me. I wanted somebody to play with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted somebody to kick it with, just to talk to and be open to, teach me how to play sports. Like, you know, like things like that. So I think that was very easy.
Did it, like I remember at the beginning, you not really meeting Josh and Jordan.
Yeah.
And I remember you being like, yo, I gotta meet your kids.
Yeah, that was very important. And it wasn't for me to meet your kids. I didn't really care, like not care, but it wasn't just about me meeting the kids. I just had to know like what kind of, you know, the neighborhood I grew up with, and I ain't even gonna put my family into it, but just the people I grew up with, I done seen some bad parents and I done seen what bad mothers look like. And that's one thing I knew I wasn't gonna deal with. So I was like, all right, let me see how she interact with her kids. You know, let me see how they interact. Let me see that relationship. Because that loving that you give your kids, that's the same loving that's the only love you know how to give, and you're gonna give that to your partner. So I felt like once I seen that let me know what I'm getting.
Do you feel like that brought us together closer?
No, I wouldn't say that. No. That played a role. But I think it was more of who you was that brought us like in that stage, especially from where I was and what I'm used to from growing up until I met you at that time. Like I didn't know what it felt to somebody truly care about where you going. Like, and I don't mean like location, but I mean, what's your vision? Where you going in life? Like, I never had nobody like really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that was the biggest thing. Like, oh, this is different. And then I was like, the feeling like of love, like I never experienced it. Like to have somebody like really love you for you, right. Just for being me. I didn't have to be nobody else. And you're like a detective, so you're kind of, once she found out like who I really was, as far as my past, like my upbringing, the things that I used to be ashamed of, you embraced it. And you didn't run. So I was like, yo, like, this is different. And you could cook a little bit. So that played a big
Back part. Then, I'm tired now.
Yeah, you cook a little bit. Let's tell the truth.
I'm tired now.
Oh, let's tell the truth. And we had so much fun. Like, we still do have fun. Like, we
had fun.
Like, now,
you know,
other than, like, this is one thing I will say. And this one, we have fun together. And our little couple friend, the Wrights. They're like, that's why I think we're so close, because you don't meet too many couples that just like to have fun together, that still date and still celebrating each other. Like, that's what makes it fun. Like, I think that's why we're, you know, we have our times, but.
Yeah. If you had I think our best moments was our poorest moment. It's our poorest times. I don't know why.
It was less stressful.
It just was like, we poor, but I love this man.
Right. More money, more problem.
So, yeah. Do you think that?
I think that sometimes, but I don't want to be back poor.
No, I don't want to be back poor. No, God.
Thank you, Jesus.
No, God. No.
Thank you for the increase in my life.
But I think that it established us as a couple on how to navigate life.
It made us figure things out.
I feel like if we didn't go through that, I don't know what kind of, like, how we would be in life.
Ooh.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that taught us how to pay bills. That taught us how to stretch.
It'd have broke me. I'll tell you that now. I was about broken. Girl. That was some tough times.
They was tough. Well, we made it through.
We did. That's strong.
We was poor.
Stop saying that word like that.
Because we
were struggling, guys. She don't know what poor is. We were struggling. Because we had jobs, we had income coming in. The problem was we were living outside our means at that time. Let's tell the truth. We were struggling. Don't say poor. I was poor. I grew up poor. She don't know what that's like. She don't know. She don't know what it's like not to have no food.
It was worth.
Lights out. She don't know what that's like. Well, we
had some lights out.
Give me some gangsta.
We had some lights out.
Give me some, but no.
I mean, we had some time. Getting on the bus.
That was me, nigga. Nigga, don't say like you got on the bus. Nigga, you didn't get on the bus. We had a car.
You got on the bus.
Yeah, we had a car though. I did some sacrifices because of work schedule. Like,
but I'm saying that was still now we got 3 cars.
Yeah, we got 3 cars. All got papers on them.
What it is.
I'm playing.
I thank you for everything.
Oh, you're welcome.
You get on my last nerve.
That's what I'm here for, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
I know, but
change it.
You sexy a little bit.
Ooh. Let's go home then.
I appreciate you though. I appreciate you just allowing me the space to be vulnerable, to navigate life, and always like having my back.
Yeah, and that's what I'm here for. And I just want to congratulate you on another one of your adventures. But I'm proud of you. I want you to continue to chase your dreams. Like, that is one thing that I don't think you get credit enough for is dreaming, and not only dreaming for yourself, but you dream so big for others, and I really do appreciate you for that, and I love you, and thank you for having me on the couch.
Thank you.
I'm glad you didn't really poke too deep at what you could have did. I'm pretty sure it's going to be another, I guess, season 2 of the podcast. You'll have something.
He'll be back on here. I appreciate you. Y'all, this has been a bulk podcast, so I'm tired now, and I know you're tired. You tired?
No, I'm not tired. I don't think you're supposed to tell everybody.
No, you gonna cut that part out? Okay, well. All right, you guys, I thank you for watching. Once again, please like, subscribe, share it. Share it with everyone. We out. Bye.
Let's be real. Man, I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of looking in my family eyes, and that's a joke, dog. I'm tired of all my problems, not be humble when I boast.